Hi Virgo. We are going to tap into your energy, and this is the setting. Super chill, and I want you to be super chill. Hair up and a ponytail. That is significant for our Virgos. I'm excited to do this reading. I feel the need to mention that my dog, she was just snoring right now. And I find it so cute and adorable. So, you're cute and adorable, Virgo. And also, you've been sleeping a lot, 44. Usually what happens to you, you sleep a lot usually when your spirit team is fighting your battles for you, 55. Very sweet, your angels and your spirit team guiding you and protecting you at this time, Virgos. I think that's quite beautiful, 111. You're snoring, you're having a good sleep, you're sleeping great at night. You may even like shake and speak in your sleep. That's how good your dreams are. You're very intentional at this time. I'm following the rhythm here. I don't know what to expect here. I'm just going with the flow. You're very intentional here, as you always are. 144 when I said that. Ooh. I just got done doing the Sagittarius reading. You could have a Virgo, you can have a Sagittarius friend, Virgo, and you could have a Sagittarian around you, okay? They amplify their energy. Your Sagittarius friend amplifies your attitude, okay? I'm following the rhythm here. It amplifies your attitude. That could be very significant, okay? The element fire as well is significant. Virgo. Ooh. I was just telling our Sagittarians that they have been in deep loop of being in spiritual attacks and in the cycle of spiritual warfare, okay? Although this is happening all around us, okay? And we want to be aware of that. Virgos, I feel like you're very much aware of that. But I feel like it goes hand in hand with what I said to our Sagittarians, the same way for our Virgos. It's like you may be finding yourself like in the heat of an argument. Ace of Swords. Heat of the moment. Your tongue could be very sharp at this time, Virgo, and you don't realize that maybe it's something you need to turn off. Ooh. That is a message for a Virgo here. Your tongue is very sharp, and so it may lead to very difficult conversations to have. That's very significant for our Virgos. That's coming up for you guys right now. It's like there's something about the tone of your voice, or there's something about what you're saying right now, Virgo, that is a bit quite for sharp for everybody to contain, to fathom. Ace of Swords. You're very sharp. Sorry, I know I keep moving the camera. Also, you're being way too perfect, Virgo. You're learning to not, you may be one right now thinking to yourself, like you're learning to not make things so perfect all the time. Sometimes it's like spirit teases you a little bit because your spirit team knows how much of a perfectionist you are. And they play with you a little bit because they want you to unlearn the perfectionism. They want you to unlearn, like they play with you a little bit. They tease you a little bit. Your own spirit team teases you a little bit because they want you to undo your perfectionism. Just as much as I just kept moving and rearranging the camera. I'm a Virgo sun, so go figure. But also, you're learning. That's what I'm saying is like you're experiencing yourself, telling yourself to not be so perfect all the time. It gets weird. 33. It gets weird for our Virgos. You know what? 44. You also maybe like finding your flaws in your moments where you feel the need to be perfect. Catching yourself and being too perfect that you tell yourself that's a flaw. And it is, Virgo. Like you're thinking to yourself like this is a flaw. I'm being too perfect and you're telling yourself it's a flaw, and it is. It's a flaw. It came from, it could have, or maybe rooted in anxiety, PTSD, OCD, right? Obsession, compulsive disorder, right? It comes from a time when maybe in your childhood, okay, I'm gonna just dig a little bit into your childhood, Virgo. In your childhood where you felt a little bit insecure about something and that insecurity turned into, it became a habit for you in masking. I'm following the rhythm here. Okay, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm hoping I'm making sense for somebody here. It becomes a habit for you where you have to mask it, so it becomes a little weird. But you don't really have to mask it. You don't have to mask it. That's what I'm getting. You are in fact a little bit like restricting yourself when you do that. That's interesting. To a point also, Virgo, when you're being way too perfect, it could be also in moments where you feel like you want to control something. Like you're not controlling anything or anyone, but you want to control something in the tiniest bit of it. You have a tendency to push people away. It's funny to say that as a Virgo, because I feel it so much. Right? It's funny to be saying that as a Virgo myself, like you have a tendency to push people away in the wrong time. In the wrong time, wrong timing. Like you could be taking someone's You know, you could have been, you went through a long phase of being deceived. 10-10. And Virgo, it's almost hard for you sometimes to even catch it yourself. You know, like, because you have been deceived so much, it's like your eyes have been fogged on purpose. Like you've been brainwashed, right? And so after a little while, it becomes a habit for you to 44, maybe, I'm getting like, even discipline yourself, reprogrammed yourself to guard up so heavily, but in the wrong time. Too many experiences in the past where you felt like you were abandoned. And it almost like you programmed yourself 11 to keep guarding yourself, even in times when you know you should, even in times when you shouldn't. But you don't know that. You don't know that you shouldn't. Look, I got disciplined again. You're very gentle. Is all it is. 1144. You're just very gentle, Virgo. And I'm telling you right now, I think you may be taking someone else's approach quite too aggressive, because they're coming in not aggressive, but you're taking that as deceit, or you are looking at this as like their intention is to deceive you. But what's really happening here is like, because you've experienced too much of people betraying you and going behind your back, you're taking someone else's truth as somebody to really look out for. But they're coming in very soft and gentle. So you may want to, I'm getting to like hit the brakes a little bit, Virgo, and like let it ride. But just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. You have a lot of people in the past who's thinking about you heavily. And you may not know this, Virgo, and I'm following the rhythm here, but you see, it's like you start to treat people the way they treat you, right? So when too many people have deceived you, being in this cycle, Virgo, of you being deceived, too many people have been trampling all over you. When that has happened too many times, Virgo is like, they become so cold. You don't spend time even giving anybody time. So it leaves people confused. But it's for a purpose. And it's only really serving its justice. And so like people, 8 of Cups are in this 8 of Cups mood because it's probably something they had done by trying to deceive you. You caught them and it's leaving them confused. They confused because they went in with the intention of deceiving. when your intention was true. You just present yourself as such, Virgo, and people mistake that sometimes about you. You're very astute, a very understanding person, but it's like people want to confuse you about it, but you're not confused, Virgo. I think people are from your past, like there are a lot of people looking into you right now, or thinking about you. A lot of people from your past that are thinking about you, and they may be mistaken. They're mistaken about something. 8 of Cups. They're so heavily in this 8 of Cups mood, heavily thinking about you, because I mean, I'm not saying that it was any of what you intentionally tried to do. Here comes the spiritual warfare again, you know, like it makes you just sit and ponder. Clarifying this 8 of Cups. You see, it's like I was gonna say like you scare people a little bit. With your faithfulness. It's such a weird world right now with your faithfulness. So they approach you with the intention of not being true, but you approach them with the intention of being true. Nine of Coins and the King of Swords. Like I said, like you're very astute. I feel like people mistake that. Why is that significant? People mistake you or being astute. This 8 of Cups is really heavy. It's literally leaving people confused. I feel like our Virgos is just heavily focused, have emphasis on being calm. I think you're just heavily focused, Virgo. There's nothing wrong with that. Except sometimes people take this as you being like, exactly, way too perfect. Way too perfect. So it's like people can't help but to deceive your energy. I don't know. But being calm is very important, or very significant and important to you right now. Your family is really needing that type of energy from you, Virgo. It's like your family is really depending on you to give that type of energy right now, at this time. And they're appreciating that. Thank you, Virgo. I think she's wanting to go outside. Oop, it's too many cards, but I'm going to grab this one. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him and he helps me. Psalm 28, verse 7. I love you, Virgo. I'll see you in the next.